Hello, this week's African Vibes is inspired by
this video I saw on Instagram.
Now, I don't know about you, but I found the video really disgusting and totally unacceptable. I mean, it's a time and a place for everything. Don't get me wrong, I love dancing.
And I even have my Instagram and TikTok accounts, Sexy Dancing Granny, where I do all my sexy dancing in my nice short clothes.
So for me, it's not about the fact that they were twerking, but it's where they chose to do it. It's completely wrong. Can you imagine Jewish people going to twerk on the site of the Holocaust?
There's nothing fun about the slave dungeons.
The slave dungeons that are scattered all across Africa is not a place of pleasure. It's a place of torture. It's a place of pain. If you visit and learn the history, you'll be horrified. I mean, I've been there. I used to take tour groups there, individuals, and I've never come out once thinking, oh, I want to twerk for the ancestors. Every time I've gone there, I've been horrified, I've been angry, I've been put to tears, or I've been led to tears. So to see people dancing there really, really upset me. You know, in fact, I was the first person to take Boris Kujo and Nicole Ari Parker there. And on our way back from the dungeons, as we were in the car, that's when the idea of them bringing their friends to Ghana to see for themselves grew. That's what led to them bringing their friends over to the 2019 year of return.
This is Nicole and I in Cape Coast Dungeon in 2009.
I've been to Genocide Museum in Rwanda, and I can tell you for a fact that nobody's going to go and twerk there. Why? Because of the leadership skills of Paul Kagame.
Kagame is a great example of the kind of leader that Africa needs.
Ghana does not seem to have a leader, and so anything goes. In the days of Rawlings, you wouldn't dare do this. But now, anybody goes to Ghana and we take on board our values and our culture and the ways that we live with in the UK or the US or the Caribbean, we take it to Ghana and we want to live that way there. Listen, Ghanaian culture may not be perfect, but it's kept people in place. There are certain aspects of culture that must be maintained because it kept people in place. But now all of a sudden, I know my rights. I can dress as I want. I can do what I like. I believe we should be allowed to dress as we want, but we should do so within context of the culture we find ourselves in. There are so many Chinese people and Arab people who live in America, Canada, Europe, but when they go back to China or Saudi, they don't take the American values with them. Once they're in Saudi or China, they respect the culture of that land. But we Africans don't do that. And today, traveling across some parts of Africa, especially countries like Ghana, it's like a mini America. It's very, very horrible. Anyway, my personal view is that these girls who twerked at the slave dungeon in Ghana ought to apologize to Ghanaians. They ought to return to slave dungeon and pour libation for the ancestors. Failure to do so, I think the spirit of the ancestors should haunt them. What are your views? Let's hear it in the comment section. Until next week, this is goodbye from African Vibes.